Hi folks, welcome for the first time to the 8 Regents tournament in 2025. So we are starting with the House Stark playlist, and it's round 1 and first game is about to be played. So House Stark, as you can see here, is playing against House Baratheon, and we have giant teams this year. 17 players, exactly 17 in each team, so it's worked out brilliantly, the numbers. But it means it's best of 13 games, so you need to win 7 to win the round, no draws, and it's going to be a lot of work. So can already tell you, since this is the first video, that we are not going to be recording everything like last year, but maybe 4 or 5 games from each round would be pretty nice. And the first one is going to be played by Dennis against Chrissy, so two players who are known for playing Stark, but this time Dennis is playing it, and they are starting. Let's see if they have started. They have. Okay. And yeah, I mean, 13 games, so every single game is not so important, I guess, but it's also nice to start well. And we have, so this is I'm sure you've seen 8 regions before, so you can play any deck. There's a list of agendas that each team has, basically starting with 2 copies of every agenda that exists in the game, and then there's some trading going on to get additional copies or get rid of some copies of some agendas. And Free Folk is eligible, and it's immediately picked here by Baratheon in the very first game. So Chrissy doesn't really want to play Baratheon, stole it from me in the draft this year. Towards the end, I thought he was just happy to be left with Stark. Baratheon and Stark were the last two factions along with Greyjoy. And Dennis plays Trident. So yeah, Stark Trident, pretty strong. The Austrian team for which Dennis played did play Battle of the Trident in the recent World Cup. There is different versions going around as well. It made the Stale cut as well, and one deck also just missed it. I think the deck that just missed it on 5-3 was had the last game of Swiss against the eventual winner, Sir Carter, and lost on heads on spikes trigger on 13 power. I mean, lost, didn't hit the character for 15 power, which would have knocked Sir Carter out. I think I'm right that this was the game, but it was different than the Austrian Trident. So there's different ways of playing this. Should be really interesting. 55 minutes time limit. Don't think it will be needed because this might snowball one way or the other, I think. Yeah, not really happy with Free Folk here. I mean, Bara doesn't aggro that much. They have one deck that aggros, and I'm not sure how well this Trident handles it, but I guess we'll see. Ooh, and immediately lots of characters. And then he starts with only 2. And the last heart, okay. But what's the initiative situation? This is where Free Folk usually is strong. But is it going to open at the gates to then have a good city besieged, or is it going to open? Oh, well, Maiden is one option, but usually, traditionally, I mean, they opened Vanquish or something like that. But as you can see now, some Free Folk decks now are not purely wildlings. We have a Ghost of Highheart, we have a Galton Merchant, so you can't go Vanquish anymore like that. And it's Dennis who has initiative. Can't marshal any econ on this though. And he's turned off Crow Killers unless he flips out of marching orders. Yeah, High Road can always go into some Meg the Mighty. Can't complain about claim soaking dupes. Let's get some more though. Stealth on Alicane. Could get some ice or something. Okay, Cranogman. Military is tricky though if it's genuinely Meg the Mighty coming in. Then you're kind of screwed because even on defense he does so much damage. So what does this guy do, by the way? The new one, Notes for Unwilding, which I think is a great addition to Free Folk decks. Because of the cost, obviously. Military icon with one cost, the first one that exists, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Arstan in Targaryen exists, actually. Yeah, it will sack itself if the game's going really badly, I guess. That's not usually gonna be the case. Lots of soak here as well. You can intimidate on the military. Can you? Yeah, you can. Restart and Last Heart should win military if High Road isn't used. To give Crow Killers, Cranogman, the chance to also trigger. Then it will leave the board though, and you might suffer claim, which could be tricky, but let's see how it goes. If you get an immediate Last of the Giants, then I will not be too amused. So of course the agenda trigger, I don't know what it will do though. Have to spend Cranogman on this one though, so no extra kill. And Cranogman will stay in play because it's an army. Yeah, he wants the agenda trigger, I guess that was the only way to get it here. So what can he do on the war plots? Can he do a Storm of Swords with that? Is that a thing that can be done? I'm not a Trident specialist by any means, as you can see. Yes, okay. Stormont gone, and I think Crow Killer's also still not turned on, by the way, but... Ooh, and the power challenge too, right, for Greyjohn. I mean, he doesn't have a limit, he just stand again. Still a lot of board though, so not like we aggroed anything away here. Might see the merchant go. No, the wildling goes, okay. Then I think yeah, Tormund's just gonna intimidate one more, and whatever's left standing is not beating Caitlyn, right? Or maybe Caitlyn wants to do intrigue. And then, yeah, you leave Alicane. Okay, never mind, defends anyway, so everything's getting intimidated. We can't see the hand. The best card's going anyway. But what is the best card? Grey John's Vanguard, military body with strength and renown. Okay. I think then he plays Forced March. It's pretty valuable, but it is tricky. I mean, you could go first with that. I think there isn't going to be a 9 initiative plot from the other side, and he needs Crow Killers and Torment, which is really nice, but yeah. If there was one more kneelable, you don't want Greyjohn and Alysanne there for that, so. And more military icons can be marshaled afterwards, and then it's tricky. March is also not marching anything huge here. Would be nice to go first again though. Even if Forced March isn't fully used. You can trade Cranogmen for Crow Killers. Won't be too militaries coming though. Storm Swords doesn't actually have a limit. But I don't know, we have 2 copies. Hour of the Wolf into an immediate Mad King's command. Now, would be better to have that Cranogman in Shadows, right? Maybe that was a bit... I don't know, did he need to... I guess he needed to put it in that military to get Storm of Swords. That was an extra claim and extra intimidate, and it was just generally the best play he could have done. Chrissy goes first this time. He doesn't have a 2-claim plot, so it's not that scary, but he does have intimidate. He does have Crow Killers higher than yours. Doesn't have Crow Killers online. And if he doesn't marshal extra characters, there's some chance we could do a Ramsey or something here. But need a King's Road probably, or a Heartree Row, but still. He's checked the hand, so he knows if there was a Ramsey before. I think he might have been discarded, honestly, with Ghost of High Heart if he was there. More high roads and gold left. Rogue Wildling is ambush 5, right? It's a very useful card to have potentially. But a Ramsey, there's 5 gold actually. Oh, it's a 5 gold plot, straight 5 gold. Huh. Stark, okay. Ramsey just hitting one of these 3 would be to my liking here. Boom. What else can we do for 2 gold? Because King's Road was spent. Nothing yet, but I think we have events in the deck. Ghost could check first action, but then it's yeah, 1 character less that's doing stuff. It's still pretty nasty to just do military successfully and raise claim here, because there's no soak really. Take the dupe off, but then what? You don't want Alysanne Ned because you want to strike back, so... Blast hurts there, so I don't know. Could successfully defend in theory. Caitlyn goes, we're keeping the military icons. Hope there wasn't an event, but we draw into one. Nightmares, that was actually what I was hoping to have. Just play that on Tormund and not that much urgency because he doesn't intimidate. I think we'll still defend him, honestly. I mean, if we defend him here, then Rogue Wildling comes and they do military together. It's not the most fun thing, but let's see. Okay, risking it. If there's nothing in hand, then it's good for us. Doesn't use the agenda though, so there's other plans, I think. Yeah, unfortunately. It's kind of inevitable. Now, it's a lot of damage going to be done here. I have to claim one that's... yeah. I have to claim one of those and the other gets intimidated. Or does it? Any other tricks? The fact that we won't have anything left standing is the most awkward thing here. Because even pushing challenge would be so good. I mean, you can do a reinforcements or something. Needed that nightmares. It's too bad. The ghost was there. Perfect hand for Chrissie, unfortunately, with the Rogue Wildling. And now we are in a worse situation for getting marched here, unfortunately. Reinforcements in the plot phase is possible, but then gold is non-existent. Can we try to go first? Do a forced march, that will work, yeah. I think we keep our guys standing here. As that goes, it's would have helped to win the challenge, but okay. Ah, 4 gold left with nothing. And goes to check again just to see if there's a winter is coming, right? I can't even push it through. It was a nice start, but I fear might be going slightly downhill now. If only that Rogue Wilding wasn't there in the previous round. Everything would be going well. We'd still have Alicent here with stealth and let's see. I mean, you can defend with 2, that's the big problem. Still have Rogue Crow Killers that are standing to do military, raise the claim. Yeah, he wasn't gonna play that because he's not winning the challenge, I don't think. Key Ghost of High Heart here, honestly. So key. Discard the exact events that would have mattered here. I don't know. Should Krenogman have tried to do intrigue? I mean, it was the same, right? Chrissie was waiting with the ghost trigger after the challenge was initiated, so. Had to do the military though, so couldn't attack the hand. I mean, it's already done damage with the stupid ghost triggers, but. Let's see. I can march now. With nothing in play, not ideal. I'll go first again and try to do claim. As long as he can push something through, I mean, Trident, there's a lot of flipping into, I think there's a second march, flipping into another march, flipping into a reinforcements for Ramsay, but you need to push the military through. At the moment it's not the best. And now Rogue Wilding, if it's still alive, will do all two challenges and tag the hand as well for the reclaim if there's no board, and then it kind of goes to shit, but let's see. Can we get a board? Duped Blackfish. Well, so he stays alive, I guess. Can't stealth John though, and can't do anything. This ghost gonna check again. Well, only John defense, but surely last hurt. Oh, there's still plenty of tokens, sorry. Oof, concession, not even going to try to play a Mad King's Command and see what happens. Yeah, if there's nothing, there's nothing. Yeah, if Rogue Wilding wasn't in hand, I mean, we do all kinds of damage with that and game goes our way, but obviously it was there. That's why Mad King's Command was played with 5 gold still there. I don't know. What was our plot that round? Hour of the Wolf. I could have played some kind of forced march and not use it just for the initiative, try to go first and do damage, but yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. So it's 1-0 in favor of Baratheon. I guess we're just going to have to win the rest. So, good start. Streaming wise or recording wise, not in terms of the game, but yeah. We'll be back with more action later in the week, I think. So, thank you for watching and see you next time.